millions across the world woke up to a tragic Monday news. Pope Francis is no more. His 12 years of papacy were marked by a spirit of reform, outreach to marginalized communities, and efforts to modernize the Church. However, the tenure of the first South American Pope was also riddled with controversies, ranging from financial scandals and clerical abuse cover-ups to theological disputes and geopolitical tensions. From wars to scandals, we look at the greatest controversies that shook that Vatican during France's papacy. One of the most shocking controversies under Pope Francis was the emergence of Vatican's financial corruption. In 2014, Pope Francis established the Secretariat for the Economy to reform Vatican finances, appointing Cardinal George Pell to lead it. However, internal resistance reportedly stalled reforms. Then, in 2019, the Vatican invested £200 million in a luxury London property deal. Later reports of corruption came ahead. 10 individuals, including Cardinal Angelo Becciu, once considered a close ally of the Pope, were put on trial for financial crimes. Becciu was convicted in December 2023 and sentenced to 5.5 years in prison. Critics accused Pope Francis of failing to act swiftly against financial misconduct. Some questioned whether he was aware of the corruption or simply unable to control the Vatican's opaque financial system. The scandal involving embezzlement, fraud, and abuse of power within the Holy See culminated in the so-called trial of the century. Despite Pope Francis's promises of zero tolerance for abuse, his papacy has faced criticism over handling of sexual abuse cases. In 2018, the Pope initially defended Chilean Bishop Juan Barros, accused of covering up abuse, before later apologizing and accepting his resignation. In 2019, the Vatican held a landmark summit on abuse, but victims groups called it all talk, no action. In 2022, a German report revealed over 3,600 cases of abuse between 1946 and 2014, raising questions about accountability. Following the backlash, Pope Francis amended church law to criminalize abuse cover-ups, but critics allege enforcement remains weak. Many believe the Pope's reforms were too slow and that he has protected powerful bishops accused of shielding predators. Pope Francis has sent mixed signals on LGBTQ+ issues, balancing pastoral openness with traditional doctrine. In 2013, he famously said, "Who am I to judge?" regarding gay priests, signaling at a more inclusive approach. In 2020, the documentary Francesco quoted him supporting civil unions, but the Vatican later clarified this was not an endorsement of same-sex marriage. The Pope approved a document allowing priests in 2013 to bless same-sex couples, sparking fierce backlash from conservatives. While progressives applaud his compassionate tone, traditionalists accuse him of undermining church teaching. Some African bishops had also openly rejected his stance. Pope Francis's reformist agenda had angered traditionalist Catholics, leading to public resistance from high-ranking clergy. In 2016, 4 cardinals publicly challenged the Pope's document, Amoris Laetitia, which suggested divorced and remarried Catholics could receive communion. Hot on the heels of the 2016 backlash, in 2021, Pope Francis restricted the Latin Mass, reversing a decision by Pope Benedict XVI, angering traditionalists. In 2023, Cardinal Raymond Burke, a leading conservative, accused Francis of causing confusion in the Church. Some traditionalists believe Pope Francis is destroying Catholic tradition, while others see his reforms as necessary for modernizing the Church. In 2018, the Vatican signed a deal with China, seemingly allowing the Communist Party to influence bishop appointments. The deal was aimed to unify underground Catholics with the state-sanctioned Church. Critics said that it sacrificed persecuted Catholics for diplomatic gains. Reports at that time suggested that Chinese authorities continue to harass underground priests, despite the agreement. Many see the deal as a betrayal of persecuted faithful, while the Vatican argues it was a necessary compromise. Pope Francis has faced backlash for his comments on the wars in Gaza and Ukraine. His critics accuse him of moral ambiguity. In Ukraine, his March 2024 call for Kyiv to show the courage to raise the white flag and negotiate with Russia sparked outrage. Ukraine and Western allies viewed this as a call for surrender, though the Vatican clarified he meant ceasefire talks. Earlier, his reluctance to directly blame Russia also drew criticism. On Gaza, the Pope condemned Hamas's October 2023 attacks but urged Israel to respect proportionality, later calling Gaza a graveyard for children. His use of the term genocide in February 2024 angered Israel, but the Vatican issued another clarification to assuage Tel Aviv. Meanwhile, pro-Palestinian groups had sought a stronger condemnation. Pope Francis's many achievements and troubles highlight the challenges of papal diplomacy in a polarized modern world.